when you heard me say earlier that I hate when we are the most privileged black people in the entire world, right? We are, plain and simple. The most privileged black people in the entire world live in America today. It's insulting to me because when my grandfather used to tell me the stories about the real KKK, the ones that would come on horseback and shoot into his home in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and do you want to know what my grandfather says about them? He says, and when they used to come around, my dad used to shoot back at them boys. Such an empowering thing when he talks about them. He talks to them like they were children. He tells me stories about when the black mothers would come out and take the hoods off and yell at them and say, is that you, Peter, or whatever their names were? And then when you come up and you say it like, what are we going to do about the KKK members? You're not afraid of them. I know you're not afraid of the KKK members.
I'm not afraid of them.
You're not. So why are we talking about them?
What's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny here. Today we'll be reacting to Candace Owens, Rex, race-baiting liberal student.
Question for Candace.
Okay.
You said America wasn't a racist country.
I never said that. You can't find a single...
You said America isn't a racist country, right?
America is not a racist country. Yeah, I did say that. You're right.
All right. So,
Got me.
all right, I look at one example, like inner city gangs, right? If you look at like inner city gangs, they were really like persecuted 100% by police departments and the government. What did America do to end the ideology or the practice of the KKK at all?
So let's dial this back to end the practice of the KKK.
Before she gives her answer, I had a thought that came up in my head when he was talking about police and going after inner city gangs. Are gangs good or bad? That's the question I wanted to ask. Because if gangs are not good, then shouldn't the police come in and respond to them by like putting them in jail and like stopping them from doing bad things, right? What's better, preventing something from happening or just reacting after the bad thing happened? If you're saying, hey, the police shouldn't be there because end of the day, the reason why black community have a higher rate of interactions with the cops is because areas where black people tend to live at have higher rates of crime. That's just the facts.
Bruh.
That's the facts. Black people are the biggest victims of crime at a disproportional rate compared to their actual size in like overall America. They're only 13% of the population, but they're like 30, like almost 30% of crimes, like victims of crime, right? And then same thing with black men. Black men commit a disproportionate rate of higher crime compared to other groups of people when they only represent 13% of the population. Black on black crime is like the biggest pain point in the black community. And when I come out here and say, hey, black community, we need to get our own stuff in order before we out here pointing fingers about, oh, this one's oppressing me, this one's stopping me. I'm like, yo, we do it to ourselves more than anyone else. But hey, I digress. Let's get back into the video.
I want to start with saying to you, what percentage of black Americans, black homicides are committed by white people?
That's just like me saying how much percent of homicides.
You can't answer a question with another question, but that was an interesting question. I never formulated an argument like that before. That she's saying that if you're saying racism is the biggest issue in the black community, then show us all the crimes perpetrated by a white criminal to a black person. You won't find much, because everyone likes to throw the statistic out there when they're trying to disprove people's arguments about black people choosing to do crimes. They go, oh, every group of people do more crimes to each other because of proximity. Yeah. But if you're trying to make a claim that, racism exists, then there have to be some kind of type of crime, like hate crimes. Hate crimes is the biggest, I think, argument that can help people who believe racism is a big issue in America. Hate crimes should be the number one statistic they follow, right? But they don't use hate crimes. Why?
It doesn't make sense.
It's because there's not a high rate of they're not. It doesn't happen often. Hate crimes don't happen as often as people think it does. But hey, if you disagree with me, hey, let me know in the comment section. I would be interested in hearing, because I'm always willing to learn stuff, right? But let's get back into the video.
It's like you guys stand for any.
No, I'm just asking a question. I'm not trying to walk you into a trap.
I don't really study statistics, because statistics, you could look at any race and look at numbers of killings and murder. So.
Would it be fair if I said that black people are racist towards black people right now?
Would that be fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's a little racist.
Do you think that we're racist towards each other?
I don't think it's racist, but I think everyone's a little discriminatory, right? We all discriminate on different things, right? For instance, if you don't share similar values with me, I tend not to really want to associate with you. That's a form of discrimination. But no one's going to sit here and call me a racist, sexist, because I don't want to associate with, let's say, an atheist, and she happens to be female, it doesn't mean I'm just like, no one's gonna sit here and say, oh, you're a sexist because you don't want to associate with her. And I'm like, no, the reason I don't want to associate with her is she's an atheist and she just so happened to be a woman. That's usually how the discrimination goes. And then people on the other side, identity politics type of people, they'll just look at surface level. Oh, she's a woman. He don't want to associate her because she's a woman. Therefore, he's a sexist. That's how they come. That's how they come to these conclusions. And then you just sitting there, you just looking at them like, what are you talking about? I just don't like the values she's espousing.
Other?
No, I wouldn't say racist.
I find it interesting. The hyper focusing on the KKK, which killed thousands of Black Americans.
I would say that America kind of conditioned, like, if you say Black people are racist, that came from America's history. That's just what.
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I say if you asked me if you think we are racist to each other.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but if we were.
Okay, because we're killing ourselves, just so you know. Like we're at a way faster.
You can say every race is killing themselves.
At a way faster and higher rate than any person in terms of white supremacy could ever do it. And if another organization that's doing it faster, you want to talk about the KKK? They killed thousands of Blacks. Planned Parenthood has killed millions, 19 million. Nobody's having a conversation about that.
Hey, Candace. Hey, she do it different, bro. She do it different, bro. And that's one of the things like people want to sit here. That's why I never really took Black Lives Matter seriously, because I knew about these statistics even in college. So when people were out here marching the street, I'm like, yo, when a gang member go by a drive-by and he kills a 6-year-old Black girl on the street, no one's marching Black Lives Matter, but a grown-ass man, oops, I cursed, well, a grown-ass man fight a cop because he was trying to do something bad and he got cops called on him. And the cops wrestling with the guy because at the end of the day, statistics show that Black men have a high rate of not complying with police. Bruh. Actually, it's a Black people thing, statistically, whatever. You guys can argue it out with me in the comment section, whatever. My argument is if a white man, Black man, don't matter. If you resist arrest, you're not going to get the best from the cop. The cop ain't going to have much patience with you. Bruh. And then, stuff happens and you might lose your life. All I'm talking about is personal accountability. Extreme ownership. That's my philosophy. Own everything you do. Because it ain't no benefit or there's a waste of energy to worry about things you have no control over. Worry about what you can control. How can I not make this situation worse? That's the idea I want the Black community to start thinking about it in their head. But I digress. Let's get back into it.
And this is important because the media gets us obsessed with this idea of white supremacy and the history of the KKK. Thousands of Blacks were killed by the KKK. And by the way, so were white Republicans, and we were killed by white Democrats, which is why I'm adamantly opposed to Democrats. But nobody wants to have a conversation about what's really killing Black America.
But Black males are probably the most people in prison. So you can't say nothing's being done about it.
Well, first and foremost, what are they locking us up for? Are they locking us up because we're Black?
No, you just said we commit the most crimes.
No, but I'm asking you a question. Are they locking us up because we're Black?
I never said that. I never said that.
Oh, okay, so I'm just saying to you that the reason why we're locked up the most is because we're committing the most crimes. We have to fix our communities. It's a real conversation that Black Americans need to have, and I try to do that with the Blexit movement when I target our communities to have these conversations. The idea that white supremacy is the thing that's stopping Black America is a complete and utter myth.
It's a boogeyman, essentially, that previous the media, mainstream, whoever is trying to get you to believe, right? And this is why I always quote this from Seneca. People probably tired of me repeating it. It's right here on my wall. We often suffer more from imagination than from reality. Facts. Show me the reality. Okay, what's the reality of racism in America in 2023? Not what it was, because it's back there now. It's behind us now. Can you drive forward while looking backwards? Have you ever tried to do that before? Can you drive forward looking back? You can't. You ain't gonna go anywhere, or you're gonna crash. And right now we're crashing because we don't want to have an honest discussion about these things. Are we really affected by white supremacy? Are we really affected by racism? Or is this belief that you can't do anything because of the color of your skin the real reason you can't succeed in this country? The real reason you don't want to take opportunities in this country? Because at the end of the day, a failure to take opportunity is the biggest reason why people are unsuccessful in their life. Bruh. Everyone knows how to lose weight. It's just those who are willing to do the steps to actually do it will get the results. It's the same thing with the black community. I'm trying to tell the black community. You make different decisions, you'll get a different outcome. Bruh. But I'm ignorant because I don't want to accept the premise that I can't do nothing or I have a handicap because I happen to be born black. I eject that wholeheartedly. But hey, I digress. Let's get back into it.
And until we're willing to have.
I never said that either.
Whoa.
She's not saying you said that.
I'm not saying you did. I haven't
statement.
accused you of saying anything. I'm just saying what I'm actually saying. That's it, okay? The number one issue facing our community is father absence. Father absence, okay?
I disagree, but okay.
Excuse me?
I disagree, but okay.
Okay.
Woo! Okay, you disagree? Okay, here's the stats. Guess where a majority of rapists come from? I'll give you. I'll wait. It comes from single motherhood households. Guess where mostly criminals' incarceration come from? Single parent households, mostly single moms. Where kids that fall behind in school and have poor educational outcomes, what household they come from? A single motherhood household. But you disagree. Okay, let's get back into it.
Okay, well, you said you brought up the prisons, right? If you grow up without a father in the home, you're 20 times more likely to end up behind bars. You want to know who I got that from? President Barack Obama. He talked about the stats of what it does when you destroy the black family. The destruction of the black family, if you want to talk, wait, I'm not done. The destruction of the black family happened because of Democrats and what they did in the 1960s.
Incentives.
LBJ and his Great Society Act and the welfare system. We can talk about all of those things. The very last thing we should be talking about, if I had to make a list of 100 things that's really screwing up the black community, white supremacy wouldn't make the list.
Hey, look, bro. This is why people hate Candace Owens. Bruh. It's because she says the way she say stuff is so direct and like it's almost like you're like my mom. Like my mom's Haitian. Haitian moms, bro, they talk very blunt and very straightforward. They tell you how they feel. So it's almost like she's calling you out. And people don't like being called out, bro. If you want to get someone mad, like
how dare
if you want someone to get mad, you call them out on their BS. And if it's true, especially if they got nothing really of substance to really counter what you're saying, they really pissed. And it's this idea that all I want is the black community to look at itself in the mirror and realize, damn, we're doing a lot of stuff that's not really helping us counter this problem that we see out in the world. Can we fight racism if we're the poorest community in America? Nope. Asians why they care about Asians so much? They're the richest minority group in America. It's because they know, oh, hey, we can get this voting block. They're highly successful. People care. You have to make people care about you. That's the reality of the world. That's the reality. I don't live like the black community live in this idealistic world where they expect people to just like them for them. No, that's not real world. That's not real life. Real life is, hey, people care about what's in their best interest. So if you don't have anything to offer, you're not valuable, people won't care about you. Men know this inherently. No one cares about a man if he's nothing. You see how many homeless, there's a large group of men that's homeless. No one cares about them because they're not valuable to society. Bruh. So if you're not valuable to society, what do you have to offer that will make society care about your problems, your wants, your needs? It doesn't make sense. Like I live in the real world. I live in the real world. And all I say is if I want people to care about what I have to say, I have to make myself more valuable. Simple. But, I digress.
But I wasn't even asking about the black community. I was just saying, if you said America wasn't a racist nation.
It's not.
It's not.
All right, so look.
It's not today.
The Black Panthers were all locked up and killed by the government.
Are the Black Panthers here today?
I'm saying, the KKK has been around since how long? And what has the government done for anything to persecute?
You think the KKK is alive today?
Yes, of course.
Oh my gosh! Find me one. I want to meet one.
You're saying the KKK doesn't exist.
Now we have a debate.
At all.
Hey, wait. Now we have a debate. So I'm asking you, what are you saying
You're
about?
saying the KKK doesn't exist at all? What happened?
I'm going to ask you a question.
What did the government do to erase them? What did the government do to erase the KKK?
So, I know I keep pausing it, but it infuriates me. Like, what do you want them to do? You want the government to go out and kill all the KKK? Is that what he want? Like, what you want the government to do about it? The government does as much as it is capable of doing to resolve the issue. Hey, We no longer have laws that discriminate you solely on your race. We don't have laws that condone these racist acts because they're labeled what? A hate crime. Bruh. How much more do you want? It's almost like they want, okay, government go kill all the KKK members. How you know if they KKK? How you know someone's not going to just accuse them, oh, you're a KKK member? What? I'm black. They did that to Larry Elder. They call him the what? Black face of white supremacy. They called him that. So how you going to, like, yo, it's almost, and then this is the same community that says snitches get stitches. You snitch, you're going to get a stitch. But then at the same time, you want other people, oh, yeah, he's a KKK member. Oh, okay. And then you want the like, come on, bro. Like, all I ask is, I don't care. Like, you can have criticisms, but give an alternative at least. Like, I don't see how much more the government can do. That's why I said, black people, we need to focus on what we're doing. What actions are we doing? Are we building businesses?
Nope.
Are we trying to get married and keep our kids from being in these environments where they'll be 20 times more likely to commit crimes? Are we doing something about it?
Nope.
Or we want to sit here and expect someone to come down we expect Jesus to come down from the ground or something out of the sky and come lead us into the promised land. And it's this savior complex, I think, that the black community have. They're looking for, not a savior complex. They're looking for a Messiah. They're looking for another Malcolm X. They're looking for another Martin Luther King to go and lead them to the promised land. That ain't going to happen, bro. Now it's the community. The community has to decide, what do we want? What do we want for ourselves? Not what other people want for us. And that's the problem. This is why we can't get anywhere politically, business-wise, is because we're so reliant on other people to have the blueprint instead of having our own blueprint. And that's all I'm saying. That's why I like Thomas Sowell so much. But hey, I'm rambling too long. Let's get back into the video.
KKK. How can you say that
You have to slow down. I can't understand what you're saying. What did you say?
That's crazy to me. But how can you say that KKK does not exist today?
Well, I'm going to ask you a question. Where are they?
What do you mean, where are they?
Where do they meet?
They could be judges.
I just feel like this is a really big story, and CNN should cover it. Where is the KKK?
It's literally an ideology.
No, can you name a leader? Can you name a gathering point?
Who's the leader? Where are they meeting? In what country? In what city?
Ask me where. I'm not going nowhere near where
Because
they
they aren't.
Because they don't. They literally live in the media's head. Have you ever seen a KKK member in a hood? I'm asking you a serious question.
So you're saying the KKK does not exist?
All right, come down. No, come down. I'm dying to see this. Because I have asked every journalist that brings this up since Charlottesville to tell me where the KKK meets.
So, in Houston, Texas, there was an event through a predominantly black neighborhood known as Acres Homes that was protected by the police, and they were escorted through a black community. So that's the issue. So they do exist. They are there.
And they're protected by the police. Yes. Protected.
Okay. So I'm asking you a serious question. As a black American, you fear the KKK.
I don't fear any.
Okay. So you saw.
That's where I agree with y'all.
Look, I am from one parish.
No. We're not doing 3-on-1. You can have a time. You can have a time when you get to the mic. I'm asking you a serious question. Of all of the things that is going on in the black community, you cannot look me in the face and tell me that you really think that the rise of the KKK is a real thing.
But
I won't believe that.
I'm looking at America, not really the black community.
And I'm shocked to hear. You said you've never seen a KKK member. You said that there was one in Texas. What year was it?
It was around 2008, just before.
2000 and what?
I graduated high school in 2008 in Acres Homes from Carver.
And they were walking down the street in hoods.
Yeah, that was an event there. It was a
Georgia,
huge.
They still have events.
Well, I think we're losing.
Good. Yeah, well, let's not lose the focus. Yeah, that's fine. I will definitely look it up. I will look up the Texas event, the KKK walk. But the point that I was making, maybe they did meet once, however, 10 years ago in your town, and I'll definitely look into it because I always want to educate myself. But the point is that neither of you can look me in the face and tell me that you think that the KKK is a real threat to the black community.
And you guys saw me reacting like I'm trying to, because he said something like, oh, I'm not really focused on the black community. I'm focused on America. And that's the problem. For 50 years, y'all been focusing on America. And what that got y'all? Bruh. Nothing. Y'all poor. Y'all still looking for other people to save y'all. If you believe racism, like this is my main argument. If you believe racism is a major issue in your life as a black person, why in the hell? How is it logical for you to expect someone that is non-black to do something for you? It doesn't make sense. That's the biggest thing in my head. I can't get around that. I'm like, yo, you're saying America's racist. Okay. Yet you're expecting a party that's majority white, which is the Democratic Party. Republican Party say, hey, we don't do nothing for nobody. We just want to facilitate opportunities so you can do something for yourself. That's the Republican platform. So if you telling me, oh, there's no reason for a black man to vote Republican, oh, that's the number one reason why I vote Republican. I don't want government to do nothing. Government, get out of my way. I want less regulation. I want more money in my pocket. Taxation is death. Like that's the attitude that I have. So of course I'm gonna like the Republican platform more than the Democratic platform. The Democratic platform wants to feel needed so bad that they marketed a government program in the 60s that most black Americans did not need. Like most black Americans like, oh, we don't need this. And they're like, oh, if you take the man out of the house, you'll get more benefits. You'll get this, you get this. When at the time they were marketing welfare, the black community only had 27% single motherhood. After post whatever, we still in welfare now. We 76% single motherhood, and all the bad outcomes that come with it. And this is my thing, right? Like nothing's gonna change until the people demand change, and the Democratic Party is not incentivized to change their ways because, as you are right now, black community, the Democratic Party gets 95% of your vote. Now you can get mad at me. You can get mad at me. I don't really care, but you're gonna have to deal with this argument. What incentives does the Democratic Party has to actually make your situation better as a black community when currently, as you stand right now, as the poorest community in America, you'll vote 95% for them? You have to create an incentive. That's on you, black community. So that means if you want the Democratic Party to change, you have to show a willingness to jump to the other side. This is why both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are fighting so hard for the Hispanic vote, because the Hispanic vote has shown that, oh, we can go Republican, oh, we can go Democrat, and now they both shook. And I'm saying, hey, black community, you could put yourself in the same position, but I get a how dare you instead. Wow, crazy. Let's get back into the video.
It's just
how when they could be a judge or a doctor or a, you know
No,
what I'm
but the
saying?
issue
Or
here is no
how?
one's denying
How is
that
it
there
not
are
fair?
individual
racist in this country.
in a country.
I said America is not a racist country.
So
you know
how,
it's not.
How, if they're not a racist country, how have they done nothing to persecute KKK members? Like
What?
David Duke. David Duke is a known KKK.
Yes,
the
David
leader.
Duke endorsed a Democrat running for president this
Okay,
cycle. I
don't
just
care
have
what
to
he
say that.
endorsed. Why is he not in prison?
What did you say? I can't hear
David
him.
Duke
Can you
is
put
so.
the mic closer to him?
I do have to
genuinely
say though,
can't hear him.
it's so marginalized. It's so minimal. The overemphasis, over-conversation,
weird that we even talk
over-focus.
about it.
These
I mean, it
people are
honestly is
losers.
weird.
These people have no life. These people are not in mainstream society. These people are not what people try to make it seem.
And this is why I say when you heard me say earlier that I hate when us, we are the most privileged black people in the entire world, right? We are, plain and simple. The most privileged black people in the entire world live in America today.
I have to agree.
It's insulting to me because when my grandfather used to tell me the stories about the real KKK, the ones that would come on horseback and shoot into his home in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and do you want to know what my grandfather says about them? He says, and when they used to come around, my dad used to shoot back at them boys. Such an empowering thing when he talks about them. He talks about them like they were children. He tells me stories about when the black mothers would come out and take the hoods off and yell at them and say, is that you, Peter, or whatever their names were? And then when you come up and you say it like, what are we going to do about the KKK members? You're not afraid of them. I know you're not afraid of the KKK members.
I'm not afraid of them.
You're not. You're not. So why are we talking about them?
Making sense. Like, and that's the mentality that I have. It's like almost like a fighter mentality. Like, look at the Jewish community, right? Like, you know how black people are talking about the Jews and they're doing this, there. But you talk any smack about them, oh, okay. Here, we'll pull funding from you. Can the black community do that?
Nope.
How about we put ourselves in a position where we can do that? Oh, NBA, you want to do something like that to Kyrie Irving? We won't pull our support from you. Bruh. That's what I focus on. This is why I'm saying the black community, it's due time that we need a mirror in our face, bruh. We need to look and be like, hey, we're doing a lot of things, a lot of decisions that's not helping our cause. That's not putting us in the best position, right? The abortion argument. Millions of abortions happen every year. 40% of those abortions are black babies getting killed. Did you know that if 1972, America became a pro-life country and banned abortion completely, today in 2023, the black community would have been the second largest demographic in America today. But we played ourselves. We played ourselves. We agree with the abortion, whatever. And now look at us. Our abortion numbers, our population numbers are stagnant, right? We are 1% and 2%. It varies, but we've been hovering around the 15 to 13% for a while now. Hispanics coming here, they're about to overtake us. I think they already overtake us this year. I think. I don't know. I don't have the numbers in front of me. You guys let me know in the comment section. But let's get back into the video.
Why are you even giving them the air or the conversation? Because you once saw them 10 years ago.
All America did was change
the
laws, and all they did was have to change their methods. They could have just changed
but
their
what,
methods.
what did they do? Did they shoot and kill? I generally am trying to understand, where are the KKK? Are they killing black people? Because if they are, they definitely should be prosecuted.
Laws against murder.
I think that the thing he's trying to bring forward is that when you look at the historical treatment of organizations or groups of people of color, whether it's Black Lives Movements or Black Panther and so on, the moment that they were demonized, they were listed as terrorist organizations. Why has it never been that the Ku Klux Klan was demonized or listed as a terrorist organization?
Ooh, good point. Guess who did that? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump designated the KKK as a domestic terrorist organization. You think I'm lying? Look it up. Now, there was 2 Democratic elections before Trump came into office. Why didn't they do that? Why did the Democratic Party not designate the KKK as a domestic terrorist organization? That's a question I have for you guys in the comment section. But let's get back into the video.
They were never demonized? The KKK?
No.
By the government? Never.
Has the government
Because
ever
they were
listed
the
them?
government. They were Democrats.
Well, yeah, that's just not true. The
I
Oklahoma City bombing was categorized as a terrorist act, so you're incorrect there.
So
The Fort Hood massacre was terrorist.
I was a common engineer. I was trained by some of the same people who knew the guy, so I understand.
So let me ask you a question. Was the Waco complex considered a terrorist organization by the FBI, yes or no?
Who?
The Branch Davidians.
It should be.
Oh, but they were white. You said that never happened against white supremacist organizations.
No, I said the Ku Klux Klan.
No,
I'm
but
talking about the Klan in
it is a similar type organization. The Branch Davidians
Klan
were
has existed for
misinterpretation
almost the entirety of America.
The Branch
Why has
Davidians
it
were a white
never been
supremacist
seen
organization?
as a terrorist organization?
Guys, I'm going to wrap this up because if I genuinely thought that you thought the KKK was alive and well, we'd have a full, long conversation about this. What we're talking about here is that you want to ignore, and this is what genuinely frustrates me so much about the black community. You want to ignore all the really big issues that we should be talking about, okay? We all know what's going on in our communities. We just had another rapper that was gunned down. We know about black-on-black crime. We know about abortion. We know about the education system. We know about Antifa, which is the closest thing that I've seen to white supremacy since I've been alive, is Antifa, which is the modern-day KKK.
So I agree with you on all of those.
That show up,
I agree.
okay? And the media that demonizes. But
issue.
instead you want to talk about something that you have to pull your memory from 10 years ago
Can I
when
ask
they
you
were walking
something?
down the street in Texas.
What do you think started black-on-black crime? It hasn't always been a big problem as what you're talking about. What do you think
I
started?
already told you what I thought.
What do you think started?
Father absence started black-on-black crime.
And what
I already told you
what
that.
started the biggest father absence in America in the black community?
Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1964.
Was he
Democrats.
not American government? That's what I'm saying.
And let's do a president.
Look,
And
what I'm
let's do a
saying is
president.
I don't
Who
really
do
care.
think
I
is
don't
still
care about
encouraging?
Democrats
Who
and
is still
Republicans.
encouraging father absence?
Democrats and Republicans are the same. It's the same government. That's what y'all don't see. Like
I'm neither. Like,
political parties are literally to divide us because it's
No.
Democrats and Republicans.
The political parties, this is how I see political party. Maybe I'm naive. Who cares, right? Is one side believe, hey, this is how we make our country great. One side believe, and the other side believe, no, this is how we make our country great. Literally. And then you vibe with one. I think government involvement needs to be more so that way our country's better. Less government involvement, our country will be better. Like either government get out of our way or government come save us. That's how I see it. Bruh. But yeah, I digress. Let's finish up the video.
I think you and I agree on the fact that there are problems. What we disagree with is that I am telling you that the left started it, the Democrats started it, and the Democrats are still perpetuating it. And the way that they're able to perpetuate it is by getting you to sit up here and ask me a ridiculous question about the goddamn KKK.
Damn.
But we should be talking about father absence and abortion and black-on-black crime.
Things that's within the community's control, right? Because at the end of the day, a black person made those decisions. And all the statistics show is extrapolating, scaling up from 1 person to 10 people to 20. You get me? It's a scaled up reflection of decision makings that the community is making internally. That's all it's doing. And to sit here and focus on it and say, oh, we can't do nothing about it. This is why I'm so against CRT. Because CRT takes this concept that because of your race, you're inherently disproportionate to do these actions, these decisions, like as if you can't help but commit crimes because you're a black man. That's the narrative that CRT creates. That it's not your fault. It's this country's fault. No, it's your fault. And until you start accepting personal responsibility for yourself, you have no power over yourself. And that's my biggest argument. If you don't have responsibility over anything, you don't have any authority over it. Thoughts? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.